Hi, I'm here with Charlotte on this particular interview. And Charlotte, why don't you start off by just telling us a little bit about yourself?
Well, um, I am a self-employed artist and I live in San Diego, California, and I am 27. And I have been an artist ever since I was a little girl. Yep.
Oh, how old did you start doing art then?
Um, that is a good question. That was so long ago, so I honestly don't remember how old I was, but I was pretty young when I started.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of art do you generally do?
I like to do a lot of fantasy art, like mermaids and fairies and elves, and sometimes I do animal portraits and still life. Yeah.
Animal portraits and still life. The works that you submitted to the Fable, they were mostly hand drawn using like colored pencils and stuff like that. Is that the usual media you use?
I actually use a lot of different kinds of media. The kinds of media that I use the most would be oil paint, colored pencil, and acrylic. And when I'm in the mood, sometimes pastels. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So various different uh, art used or
Mhm.
mediums used. Okay. What often inspires your works?
Um, Different things, like sometimes a artsy YouTube video. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is that it? Just artsy YouTube videos?
Um, that's at least one of the things. Never really thought about what other things spark it, but that's at least one of the things that causes it. Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
sometimes it's just from my imagination. I just think about something and draw it. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably more those fantasy pieces, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So what was your favorite piece that you worked on?
I would have to say this one, in which that I like to call my Blue Mermaid Princess. It is a mixed media. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I never would have guessed that based on everything about on your profile and everything that one pops up quite frequently. It's very good. It really is.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what makes that your favorite? Is it just the mermaid and the princess aspects of things, or just the amount of work you put into
Um,
it?
I guess it's the work that I put into it. Yeah, yeah, and maybe also having to do with it being a mermaid. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, fantasy pieces generally have that tendency where somebody loves a certain item, right? Those dragons or mermaids or things like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your what was your least favorite piece and why?
Least favorite piece. I
No, it's kind of like
honestly
picking your favorite child.
Well, I honestly never thought of a least favorite piece of mine, so I don't really know. I never really thought about it.
Okay. Okay. I mean, sometimes you just don't have that least favorite piece. Which one do
Yeah,
you think was the hardest piece for you? Which one did you
the
did you
hard,
struggle with to master like the technique or something for it?
um, the hardest piece. Well, um, I can tell you what was my longest piece.
Okay, what was your longest piece then? Yeah.
It was a portrait of Keira Knightley as Elizabeth Swann from Pirates of the Caribbean. That picture
Okay.
took like the longest I've worked on a piece. I think it was like 5 days. Normally, I can just work on a picture in one day, but that one, for some reason, took 5 days. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what do you think made it take so long? Was it the details or just like the fact that it was more living animate object that you're trying to sketch?
Maybe the details. Maybe the details. Yeah.
Just the details, getting all the frills right on the collar and stuff like that.
Trying to. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Do you ever try to convey anything through your works? Any special thoughts or anything through the works that you do?
Um, Honestly, I've never really thought about that either. Um, so I just make art. I don't I guess really think about what I'm trying to say. I just make it.
Okay. Just make it
Yeah.
right whenever the mood strikes you or the inspiration is there, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. 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 Do you have anything that you're working on right now? Any future works that you're looking forward to? Anything like that?
Yes, yes, actually I am. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture with me. I also take private art lessons. I'm a student as well as a teacher and self-employed artist. So the picture I was working on is at my art teacher's studio. So unfortunately, I don't have a picture right now, but it's a dog portrait for a friend of mine, and it's in oil paints. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Oil painting, dog portrait. So obviously
Mm-hmm.
you need
For a
the
friend.
subject there in order for that, right?
Yeah, yeah. Which the picture and the painting are both at my art teacher's studio, which I actually haven't been able to go there in a while because my mom, she's been having a lot going on with, she had cataract surgery and now she's going to need hip surgery. So I haven't been able to go to art class in a while. So I haven't been able to finish it yet. Yeah.
Understanding. Yeah, it's
Yep, yep,
understandable. Sorry to hear about
yeah.
your mom going through so much, but hopefully
Yeah.
she'll feel better soon. And everything will work out. It always seems to, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I want to get
Okay.
back to work on it soon because this is for a friend of mine, and she already paid me for it, so I would like to finish it for her. But like I said, there are other things in the way, so can't do it right now. Yeah.
Makes sense. That makes sense. Life oftentimes gets in the way of those sort of things. But that's
Yeah.
good to hear that at
Things
least you're still
happen.
trying. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So my next question to you would be more related to the business side of things. What do you find the most challenging about having like contract art? Because you mentioned that you do that, like people come to you and they say, "Hey, I want a portrait of a dog," or "I want a dragon drawn with a mermaid," stuff like that. What do you find to be the hardest part of those sort of business interactions?
Um, well, what is most complicated? Well, to be honest, I actually don't get too many clients. So actually clients are kind of hard to come by, but it's nice when I finally get one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So nothing really strikes you as all that incredibly difficult about the business side of things, only because of client issues.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, yeah.
Right? Okay. It happens. Unfortunately, every business goes through slumps, right?
Yep, yep, yep.
Okay. So what keeps you going doing art?
Um, well, it depends on what mood I'm in, obviously. I actually haven't been in the mood for a while, but I know I probably should try to get myself back in the mood, but I just haven't been in the mood lately. But I'm gonna try to get back into it soon. Yeah.
Okay.
So it just depends
And then
on
just
my
start with that.
mood.
Okay. It depends on the mood. And
Yeah.
client availability may play a factor in that sometimes too, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I was very impressed with the works that you submitted. I did like them quite a bit because they were a little bit different than most other things. Not in a bad way. Please don't take it that way. They were just different in the style, I guess. How would you describe your style?
Oh, that's a hard question. I honestly don't know what my style would be considered. Um, what do you think the style would be? I don't really know what my style would be considered.
Okay. Well, I think your style is very colorful, very uh, trying to think of a different word to describe it. It's colorful is what I think most struck me about it because you definitely like those vibrant colors in the most of the art that I saw. You definitely
Yeah.
seem to orient yourself towards more lifelike artwork,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I found that unique because I don't know how much you've kept up with like the Fable and all that I've put out. Um, a lot of the artists now seem to be going more towards digital media, where you're sticking with more hand drawn and paper. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so you're kind of seeing that too, right?
Yeah. 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 But I
Okay.
prefer the old style, pencil and paper or paint and paper. Yeah.
So why do you prefer
Yeah.
that one as opposed to digital style or anything else?
Um, well, I guess it has to do with because it's what I'm most familiar with and it's what I'm best at doing.
There you go. Okay, pretty simple, right? Stick with what you're good at, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
I have definitely noticed in the limited time that I've been really trying to look at art and different styles therein, that the hand-drawn ones tend to be a little bit more vibrant and they feel like they have more care and affection in them. Is that why you stick with that sort of style too?
Um, I just stick with it because it's what I know how to do, and it's just like I said, what I know how to do. It's what I'm most familiar with doing, so I just stick with it because of those reasons.
Okay. Well, you
Yeah.
said you're taking lessons on art. Are you taking it specifically with the same media?
Actually, my art teacher prefers oil paint. He likes oil paint. And I don't usually work with oil paint. I really prefer colored pencil or acrylic or watercolor. I really prefer those mediums, but he prefers oil paint, so I've had to learn to use oil paints. Yeah.
Okay. Why it besides just your comfort level with those particular mediums and forms, why do you think you don't like the oil paints as opposed to the acrylic paints and the colored pencils?
Um, Oil paint doesn't seem to dry as quickly, and it also has a more of a clumpy texture to it, while the other textures seem more smooth and they dry a lot faster.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I can see that. When you make a piece, you kind of want to get it out. You want to have it displayed, right? You don't want to wait and be like, okay, hang on, it's almost dry. Just
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And you don't, it's just, I don't like all the clumpiness. I don't prefer things to be real clumpy, but I guess over time, if you work with oil paint enough, maybe it gets less clumpy. Yeah,
Maybe
maybe.
well, that's why they talk about those brush strokes, right? You got to keep your brush strokes in a consistent fashion or some things like that. I am no art major. I've definitely never even studied art, so those sort of things. Well, say that. Say it again.
No, no, I was just making a little chuckle, that's all. I wasn't actually saying a thing.
Um, 9 times out of 10, when I'm looking at these sort of artwork and things that get sent to me, I look at what strikes me the most. Like with your work, I specifically noted the vibrant colors and the use of colors. Some of the other arts that have been out there that had the privilege of working with and featuring in the Fable, um, they go with different styles. Obviously, with digital, you're going to end up with that smoother texture in the look.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
yeah, as another artist I interviewed actually said, he said with digital, it's easier because if you mess up, you can just do Control Z, undo, and just try again, try and get it to look the way that you
Well,
want it.
that may be, but I just prefer the old school.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I was driving at is the old school requires that more technique, that more practiced hand in order to get
Yeah.
it the way that you want it to look, right?
Yes. There may be a lot of erasing at times, but that's okay. You'll eventually get what you want.
There you go, right? Just keep at it, right? Eventually you get the picture and the presentation that you want it, right?
Yeah, or maybe that means that you just need a break. You've been working on it too long, you need a break, and you can try it another day. Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
we all need that, right? Sometimes we just need that break and step away from it for a second. You come back and then you're like, "Oh, wait, I could do this and get what I wanted out of that."
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Have you ever had a piece that you just kind of needed those consistent breaks with, where you're just like, you know what, it's just not coming together right now. I need to go take a break, come back to it, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I see it now. I see what I need to do.
Yes, I probably have had that. Or there may be some days where I kind of get in the mood to draw something and then it's just not happening. And then I'm just like, you know what? I guess I'm just not in the mood right now. So I'll just stop drawing for today and maybe try another day and see if I'm in the mood then.
There you go, right? Just come back to it, see what happens, right? Do you
Yep,
have
or
anything
try
that
again another day. Yep.
yeah, just try it again. Do you have
Yeah.
anything that you do to help you get in the mood to do artwork? Anything that you do when you are doing your art, like a specific song you turn on, anything that assists you in that creative process?
Well, like I say, maybe a artsy YouTube video, or sometimes um this actually isn't wrong to do because I've talked to people about it, where you see a drawing that somebody else did, but it isn't colored. It's like a black and white drawing of a lady, you say, and you had like how that picture looks, so you print it off and you add some colors to it, and maybe you add something to her hair, or maybe you turn her into a Disney character or something. But it's okay to do that as long as you give the actual artist credit for it and just say that you added stuff to the picture to turn it into that character or something. So sometimes I see something like that, a black and white drawing on the internet of a lady, and I get to thinking, she, I think, would look good if I transformed her into a Disney princess. So I'll print out the picture and I'll add some colors and turn her into a Disney princess and give the actual artist credit and just say I added to this other artist's picture.
You
Yeah.
added it. I like that.
So sometimes it's something like that can also inspire something. You just want to add to somebody else's picture. Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting. That's really cool. So when you do that, do you ever have another idea? Like maybe you're working on this one and then you're like, wait a minute, I could also do it this way. Do you ever have that sort
Um,
of thing happen?
I don't think I ever really have that happen. I don't think so. Not as far as I know. I
Okay.
just have a specific something in mind. If I see a picture, I'll just turn it into something. I could actually show you something that I did with that. You want me to go get it?
Sure, if you
Turning
have the
a
time.
picture into something. All right, I'll be right back.
Okie dokie.
All right, so these are some of the pictures I was talking about, where another artist drew them and then I just added to it.
Okay.
So this was something that somebody else drew, but I added my own stuff to it to transform her into a mermaid.
Okay. That's pretty cool. I like the use that green that you went with there. But then again, I'm partial for
Yeah, I
green.
was trying to make her a seaweed mermaid or something. And then this one is one that I turned into a fairy. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
impressive. That's really cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And if you'd like, I have a few others if you want to see.
Go ahead.
All right, so this is a pink one, and I added a little jellyfish in there. So, yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
These are pictures that another artist made, and I just wanted to add to them. Here's one more I'll show you. I made her a red mermaid, and I put a little lobster in her hair.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. So, yep. That's what I like to do with other people's pictures sometimes.
Hey, that's okay, right? Sometimes you get that inspiration where you get it, and sometimes you just got to bring it in and be like, you know what? I see this. I'm going to put this together. I noticed you specifically have said that you paint or draw women and
Yeah.
mermaids. Is there any reason for those specific two things?
Well, I just don't really draw men that often. No reason. I just don't really draw men that often. And I just like fantasy creatures. So, yeah.
But specifically mermaids, right?
Yeah, well, and fairies and elves. Yep, specifically those three. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're just about ready to wrap up if you're ready to wrap up. And I have a few lightning round questions that I like to finish the interviews with if you'd like to
Oh,
go for those, okay?
all right.
Okay, so these are just going to be some quick questions. Just answer it as quickly as you can with whatever, okay? You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's your favorite food?
Pasta, seafood, and soup.
Pasta, seafood, and soup. Okay. What's your least favorite food then?
Chicken liver and let me see, squash.
Okay. What's your favorite color?
Red, purple, and pink.
Red, purple, and pink. Okay. You know, I did not get that. All right. What's your least favorite color?
Least favorite color. I never actually really thought of a least favorite color because if you talk to my friends or my brother, he'll say, oh, she likes everything. She's a very neutral person. So I don't really have a least favorite color. I like all colors, but specifically those three. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing to wear on a cold day? I imagine you
I
don't
don't
get
really
too
have a
many of those
favorite.
in San Diego.
Well, actually, it has been cold lately, actually, because it is kind of the winter time. So, but I don't always really dress for the weather. I'm kind of a tank top person and also kind of a flip-flop person. So I like to wear a lot of those. So what do I like to wear for cool weather? I never really thought about it.
Okay.
Never really.
No favorite sweater you keep in the back closet or something?
No, not really.
What is something that you've always wanted?
Well, I can tell you something that I want now. I don't know if I've always wanted it, but it's something I want now. A art gallery slash art supply store. Yeah. Where a
Okay,
friend and I would we would own it, and it would be an art supply store, and then there'd be a section that was an art gallery. Yep.
that's
Yeah.
cool. That's
So
cool.
that's something I
Okay,
would like.
there you go. That makes sense. What's a favorite thing that you own now?
That's a hard thing to know. I don't exactly have a favorite thing that I own now. I just like everything.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, if you could have one superpower, what would it be and why?
I suppose it would be invisibility, and it would be fun to have that to see what I'd be able to do and get away with. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Always good to know what you can get away with when you're invisible, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Charlotte, I want to thank you for taking the time to hang out with me today and to take the time to just get to know you a little bit better. Yeah. So, thank you.
While we're at it, maybe we could get to know you a little bit.
Well, I'll stop the recording before we do that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All
Oh,
right. There we go.
bye.